we're going to have a look into the lore of Minecraft Dungeons and have a look at some of the new mobs that are being introduced to the Minecraft franchise. So the first new mob is the Piggo, and let's have a look what it says. The previous Piggo designs were based on the overworld pig and did not feel from the nether. This exploration focused on finding a Piggo better suited for the piglin army. Here it says some interesting stuff down below. The flathead tusk and tusk configuration is inspired by warthogs. Combining that with a rotated body eliminates the need for neck polygon while offering an aggressive silhouette. Everything snaps back into grid when not active. So basically this is going to be one of the new mobs for the piglin army, and we can effectively think of it as a warthog, just renamed since Mojang doesn't like to use real-life creatures in their games. Now, these are effectively the zombies and villagers you're going to find in the game. So one of them has a tattered cloth, one of them has a farmer's straw hat, one of them has a cap, one of them has an ushanka, which I think is some type of traditional head-wearing cap of some sort. One of them has a worker's cap, and one of them has a peasant cap. So this is really, really interesting. It's some sort of new type of golem, in fact. In vanilla Minecraft, we've got iron golems. The devs considered adding a copper variation, but here's a variation that's made out of wood. And the design and execution of this is just really gorgeous. I mean, you can imagine in the game coming across one of these to replenish your arrows, or perhaps maybe there'll be an enemy. Whatever purpose they will serve, I think Mojang really deserves some credit for this creative new mob. Here we've got a stone variant, and it's got like hammer-like hands. Some of these walk on their knuckles a bit like a gorilla. Some of these knock over. Maybe these could be used to build some sort of castle or wall defense. I don't know. Let's have a look. Here we've got a brick variant right over here. A metal variant right over here. One with stone arms and trim. One that's simplified. And we're told that they hoist mobs overhead when you zoom into battle. Oh, here we've got some grass and moss variants. So we've got one, I think that's white. Maybe it's based on like some sort of different stone. Alright, now we're going to have a look at the flail pig. Building on the flail pig concept, the initial concepts had a lot going for it, and the general idea of the flail is very compelling. However, the gold guard and portal guard is a high status piglin and seem to demand a grander character. So they've changed the metal to gold, it's got a more aggressive design. They've merged some previous concepts that they liked. The ears are more floppy. It's got a more athletic, muscular body. And it's less armored, so it feels faster. And it's going to be more aggressive. So you can imagine this guy's really confident in his abilities that he doesn't need to wear so much armor. There was actually a similar concept to this in a System Z video. And I think that Mojang, I really like what they've done. They've looked at existing concepts and tried to sort of explore how they can implement this in their own game. So I'm assuming this is aimed at a younger audience. So the designs are a lot more soft, less menacing. Let's have a look at these zombie variants. They've got these sort of flower leaf-like hats. One of them has a hat that's, I don't know, some sort of pink flower. One of them has a cactus helmet. One of them has a stone hat with a large leaf. One of them has a stone hat with some vines running down. One of them's got a watermelon. One of them's got a coconut. One of them's got a pineapple. And one of them just took some dirt. So these hats are more like what you'd find in a prison or maximum security medieval setting. We've got some interesting types of hats. It's almost like the Vikings. Let's have a look at this interesting structure here. Maybe the piglins have set up some sort of base camp with weaponized technology. We've got these areas guarded by spears. Let's have a look here. Let's just have a look at this content here and all this lovely concept art Mojang has put in. Alright, let's see what they have to say about Piggo 2.0. Piggo roles are tied to their age and are reflected in Badger as distinct units. These drawings explore the visual characteristics of how a Piggo ages. Oh, so the hair is actually a sign of Piggos, or warthogs, should I say, aging. Have a look here. This is a badger. This is a real life animal, and maybe we'll get to see this in the real game one day. These are like the runts. They're being sent out like minions to fight for the sort of larger pigs. Right, we haven't really looked at this guy much, but this is a bruiser, and he's got these large blade-like weapons. We've got this pixelation, respecting the vanilla appeal, like of the axes you'll find in vanilla Minecraft. Alright, let's have a look. Portal guard model reference. So we've got details at the back shoulder and the belt. We've got a loaded piston flail, which is dragged back until fired. So the portal guard can use piston flail to knock back targets, destroy structures or units, and use hammers. Also likely that the flail swings around as an area attack when it's being fired before retracting and reloading. So the piston triggers a mechanism and it pops back when it's fired, and the secondary weapon is reversed so that the spike becomes the contact point. You can think of this as some sort of lava world, like we're on the Star Wars planet of Mustafar. We've got these minute structures scattered around the barren, desolate wasteland, and we've got lava flowing below, and at the very, very top, we've got a portal. These guys look a lot like piglin brutes. Maybe they're piglin brutes' cousin. Here we've got a purple pig variant. Here's a really interesting concept art of this whole sort of castle. So initially, they used overworld pigs instead of warthogs as the basis of the Piggo, but it didn't really fit the game that well. They've used aspects and designs from existing structures and mobs in the game, such as the Piglin Brute. It's really cool how they've sort of branded it, like with gold. We've got a lava lake at the bottom. We've got the nether portal, which is actually covered in gold. At the back, we've got some like stations. We've got army like supplies. And at the front, the gateway or entrance, we've got a bunch of spears. Have a look at the cavalry and support golems. So the Emerald Cavalry Golem has high movement speed to carry mobs buffed with jockeys into battle, and it's got charge attacks that stun enemies and prevent them from attacking. The pros of using one of these are high movement speed and charge attack that stun enemies, and the cons are low health and they are weak to melee damage.